You said that me bringing up forced military conscription was not a valid concern when I'm trying to advocate on behalf of men, because the last time men were conscripted in this country was in Vietnam. Something happened during World War II. Something really bad happened during World War II. If you were to say, I am aggrieved because of what happened during World War II, and I said, well, it doesn't matter because it was a long time ago, would you consider that to be strong argumentation? Or would you find that deeply offensive?
I didn't say it doesn't matter.
Huh?
I didn't say it doesn't matter.
Okay,
That's
but
not what I said.
You were trying to
Can I
diminish.
explain what I said? I didn't diminish it.
Okay, explain it then.
I said you're against the draft, right?
I'm against the draft. I'm against
You're
selective service.
You're against
I'm
selective
against
service.
Forced military conscription.
Okay,
which would be
then get rid of it. Then let's fight to get rid of it. Otherwise, what are you? You're against the draft that doesn't exist, but you're against selective service. So let's get rid of the military. I don't know what you want.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
The draft exists.
Dying is a bad thing, but I acknowledge that it is something that happens. So in this perspective, I don't think that it's ever going to be politically tenable or possible to get rid of a draft because nation states are not going to relinquish their right to call upon its citizenry to defend the nation in the event of a conflict. So this idea that, well, let's just get rid of it, it's literally not politically tenable to do it.
So what do you want to change in reality about the selective service? You want women to be also there, yeah?
I'm pointing it out as a instance in which men face some form of discrimination wouldn't be the right word, but men face a disadvantage due to this. And also, in order for men to be allowed to vote, they have to register with selective service. Women have no corresponding duty or responsibility to the state. This is an inequality that exists between men and women.
Okay. There have been women who wanted to be in the Marines, and the military, the Army, decided that women were not fit for certain positions in the military. This is a decision.
Oh, no.
This has been a decision by the United States Armed Forces. They prefer men on the front line. This is not a decision that women are involved in.
Why would you want women in the front line?
Why do you think?
Like I'm saying, it could be equal. It has been equal in certain places. I'm not arguing against the
They lower
equality.
the standards to enter the military for women.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a career girly. Like I love women in the workforce. I love equal opportunity. Do you think it would be a net good for our country to have a bunch of women, like an equal amount of women on the front lines, biologically?
There's already a lot of women in the military.
Of course in the military, but I'm saying specifically on the front lines. Like if it was majority women.
Oh, hell no.
Like just
majority? It would be
equal.
half and half, right?
Yeah, you think equal would put us at just as good of a chances?
Well, it's happened already. World War II, the Soviet Union, men and women were on the front line.
Can we get a fact community?
You can fact check that, yeah.
It was 50-50 Soviet Army in World War II.
Yes, women were on the front line.
50-50, but she is correct that there were few females that were frontline, sure.
Yeah, of course.
I'm saying it's happened, and if you notice, the Soviet Union and the Allies were the victors of that war, not the
But that's
Germany.
what I'm saying. I'm not saying it doesn't happen or shouldn't happen. Like I said, I support women's opportunity to be everywhere. I'm saying, do you think it would be a net positive? Do you think there's reasons they might discriminate in that specific situation besides hating women?
Women are weaker than men, then why are they equally, right, currently, in the war currently happening, right?
But you just said that
in Israel, men and women equally.
They might discriminate against them because
in the military.
That has nothing to do with what I said. You said that they might discriminate against them because they're women, and they might not deem them worthy of being on the front lines.
There are certain countries like this one that would prefer women are not on the front lines. And that's a decision made by our military.
And I just said, do you think there might be a reason that's the case? That's
yes, because women are biologically inferior to men.
But you're saying that's
women
an
are
example
badass, but that's never going to change that men
sexism.
are stronger than women. So
yeah, I don't think that's an example.
I'm saying he's arguing against the selective service. Actually, no, you're arguing that it prejudices for men. Well, then let's equally, I mean, it's just, I don't know how to keep arguing this.
It's
I guess I see your point. She's saying, yes, she's agreeing that women are physically inferior to men, so she's kind of like, well, what do you want me to do about it? I mean, I can kind of
well,
understand
you're
what
using
she's
that as an
saying.
example of how like misogyny is still like upheld, that like women might be discriminated against and getting accepted to the front lines. And I was just saying there might be a specific reason for that discrimination.
Well, is that what you're saying? Do you feel like women are being discriminated? I don't know. Is that what you're saying? I don't think so.
I might have misunderstood.
I'm saying from what I understand of what the United States military decided, they decided that women shouldn't be on the same front line as men, at least in terms of a certain groups. I know it's a,
And you said
I
the
think
same
it was
thing with
Marines or
misogyny.
something, or one of the, I don't know specifically.
And
I
I'm
don't
saying
remember.
that's not misogyny. That's just like, but
I'm not-
there's biological.
I'm trying to agree with him. He has a problem with the selective service. I'm saying do it equally then. That's all
Right,
I'm
but you would
saying.
have to agree that currently, as the rules, as it stands, this is an inequality that exists between men and women.
But the reason for it is what?
Who cares what the reason is?
It's important, the reason, because the reason was we don't think
Is-
women can be in the military, right? Isn't that the reason for that?
Okay,
What
let's
other reason is
Let's
there?
assume that that's the reason. Does the inequality still exist? Yes or no? Okay, are you okay with inequality? I'm just trying
Men
to understand.
decided women are biologically inferior,
It's not
so
that
they
we decided it. It's objectively true.
Okay, so why are you arguing against the decision that was made? You don't want women in the select. Do you
I'd be fine
want?
with it.
I think he just
Okay,
wants you
so-
to acknowledge the inequality, I think is what he's trying to get at. He's just trying to get you to acknowledge the inequality.
So
do you
is
acknowledge the
it,
inequality?
while it might be a reality, while
don't
it
know.
might be a reality,
I don't know what we're
Just
saying
concede.
here.
I don't get it. It's like a Ouroboros. It's in on itself. It's like we don't want women because they're biologically inferior, but it's also unfair that women are in the
All right,
selective
that's
service.
how she feels. She don't want to acknowledge it. There it is. What are we gonna do? You can't argue with that. You want to move on? No.
I do. I desperately want to move on.
You just brush over all
I was
his
talking to
arguments.
this guy, but yeah, I mean, I'm with it.
Like,
You're not gonna get any. I mean, what do you know? You're not gonna.
you just gotta engage with it.
It's a catch-22 is what I'm saying.
But again, you always go to the but who set that system up, blah, blah, blah. Most men were not sitting at the table when these systems were built. So you're kind of trying to blame an entire gender for decisions made by elites, and it's kind of lazy thinking.
The majority of people everywhere had no say in anything. But yes, the
Right,
elites
precisely.
are predominantly male, though, right?
Right, but do you think it's more to do with the fact that they're men
They're
or
better, yeah.
or the fact that they're elites?
It's if you were making the decision, right? If you were making this decision, who do I draft?
But it's not.
What decision would you make? As a man who's against the draft, you're saying there needs to be a draft. Do you want to draft women or not?
That gets away from the actual argument that's being made. If it is the case that it's unfair to send men to war and men suffer in war, then it would seem to me that this would be some sort of inequality that exists between men and women. Just because you're trying to create some
You're a pacifist.
justification.
You're a pacifist. You don't want wars because men suffer in them.
I'm a realist. War happens to be some sort of inevitability.
Okay.
So
And who do you
given-
want fighting them, men or women?
Oh my God, bro.
I don't know what you're upset about.
I would
I'm saying
agree
women should be
descriptively-
equally
So
drafted.
descriptively, it is the case that I think men are better soldiers.
Okay.
However, in order to field one soldier, you need like 10 other people in some capacity in the military to support that one person who's on the front line. Women can absolutely occupy these pencil pusher positions in the military. They can be chefs, they can be cooks, they can be in some sort of support role. But women are completely barred. Even women who volunteer in the military are not like frontline soldiers. So women can contribute to the war effort, but
And
you're
they
just
have.
not going to be.
Yeah, and they have.
Okay, sure.
Okay, yeah.
But so we can force women to become soldiers. There would still be an inequality because men are going to overwhelmingly be the ones who face most of the suffering through combat, through death, through
Okay.
injury. But at the least we could do is say, you know what? If men are subject to forced military conscription, so too should women.
That's what I'm saying.
That would at least be a little bit better, or at least a step closer to equality than the current system where only men are subject to military conscription.
You've heard when I said that I agree that women should also be conscripted, right?
But they're not. So it's
Am I in charge of that, though? Like, they're not. Why?
Am I in charge of the current system?
They're not, for
but
the
your
reasons
kind
you
are.
stated, right? For the reasons that you believe that women are inferior.
the
That's
mic,
why
you're
they're.
hiding it. Right here. Center
Sorry.
up.
The reason women are not is for the reasons you just listed, right? You wouldn't personally want women other than in a support role in the military, correct? That's what you
Sure.
just said.
Sure, I'll grant that.
Okay, well,
That would still be an injustice.
The men making against who, men or women? That women are not
Against
on the
men.
front line.
Against men.
Then put women on the front line. What are we talking about here?
He was.
Well, there's a certain I'm trying to think of an example here. If you operated a prison and the goal is to keep violent people inside this prison and you're going to have to use force, would you prefer that it's made up of men or women, the corrections officers?
Men are better being unintentionally, wantonly cruel. The Stanford prison experiment, right? That was men in that experiment.
Does that have?
That was prison guards. The Stanford prison
anything?
experiment.
Yes, I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
Yeah, what does that have to do with actual correctional officers? By the way, that wasn't it like deemed as extremely unethical?
It doesn't change what happened in it.
Okay,
It
but
doesn't
like
matter.
Elizabeth Holmes was a scammer. All women should take responsibility for being scammers.
I agree with you that I think men should be prison guards because they're better at it, probably.
Okay, so does that make you the sexist?
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. So then, pragmatically speaking, if we want the best soldiers,
Yes, and
Aren't
why are you
there-
complaining? You want the best soldiers. Why do you want women in the selective service then? I'm confused. Either it's inequality or it's make up your mind. Either it's inequality that women aren't drafted or women shouldn't be drafted. I'm so confused. You want both things at the same time.
oh my God, you're not making really any sense here. So,
Okay.